Hi everyone, my name is Theo, and today I'm going to be doing my very first YouTube video. Um, I did a pick a pile tarot reading with the theme of what urgent message do your spirit guides want you to know? So, in just a moment, I'm going to transition to the pile selection. This is where you can get a closer view of each of the crystals and really feel which one is drawing you in. Feel free to pick one, multiple, none of the piles if none of them, if you don't feel drawn to any of them. Um, and yeah, feel free to let me know what you think. Feedback is always appreciated. And good luck for your reading. Let's get into it. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle this deck and I'm going to get the 3 cards that will be the main theme cards for each pile, and that will be how you decide on which pile to pick today. So, Spirit, can I please have the 3 main cards for the reading I'm going to be doing today? On what urgent message do your spirit guides need you to know? What urgent message? Okay. There's pile 1. Pile 2. Spirit, what urgent message does pile 3 need to know? Okay. Guess that one wanted to come out upright, no problem. Now we're going to be moving on to our pile selection. So for our 3 piles today, for pile 1, I have this smoky quartz. Remember to always just pick the pile that feels the best to you, that feels the most right. Whether it's about the rock or the number, whatever the reason, is probably a valid one. So for pile 2, we have this amethyst point with the point on both ends. Pile 2. And then for pile 3, we have this malachite worry stone that has been cracked a little bit on the top there, which I think can signify a lot. And I'll just go ahead and give you a second to pick which pile feels the best to you, and then we'll get into the readings. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this smoky quartz point, then this is your reading. Go ahead and move on. So we're just going to start by seeing what the main theme of your reading today is going to be, with what urgent message do your spirit guides have for you. See, okay, the Tower. Okay. So it seems like you're having a lot of chaos in your life right now. Maybe something is being unveiled to you. I think something is being unveiled to you in a way that feels like it's really shaking your foundations, shaking the foundations of what you know or what you think you know. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think this has to do with, we have the Devil and then we have the Fool right there. I think this has to do with uncovering some shadow aspects of yourself. Really just examining that shadow self, I feel like is maybe what's causing this foundation to crumble. But I don't really feel like this is a bad thing. I don't feel like this tower crumbling down is a negative. I really think it's because, your tower is crumbling because you are facing these things that perhaps in the past you really didn't want to face. The Devil card can really represent aspects of yourself that you just want to push away, shadow aspects of yourself that you might not even be aware of. And I think the universe is really encouraging you to be the Fool, and to look forward to the future with new eyes, really going after your desires, going after things that are new. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the universe is really calling you to. I'm hearing get your shit together. I feel like the universe just really wants you to. Maybe that was a little mean, but I feel like the universe just really wants you to have some more control over your emotions. Not maybe not control, but access. I feel like the universe is really calling you to feel that feeling inside of yourself and see where it takes you. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to take all these. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Okay, and Temperance in reverse. Okay, and then we have Wheel of Fortune in the back. Okay. Okay. I think the universe. Okay. Okay, sorry, this is a lot. Okay. I think I think this Tower card, whatever this Tower moment is, something that is crumbling, something that is, really just like the foundation is getting flipped over, like things are getting turned on their head, is what I'm hearing. Um, I think this probably has to do with work or some kind of like physical thing, some kind of business transaction, um, something something that makes you feel like you're not moving forward, something that makes you feel like there is a blockage in that area. And I think the reason you're really experiencing this is because of these shadow aspects of yourself for a long time have been making you feel very impoverished. That's the word I'm getting here. It's been making you feel very poor. I think that you haven't been living up to your fullest potential, and I think that is really what the universe and what your spirit guides are trying to tell you now, with everything that's going on. I don't think that this is a negative reading. I think that the universe is and your spirit guides are letting you know that this period is on its way out. The horizon is already on the horizon, for lack of a better term. Things are already, you have already started that new chapter. You're not fighting to get to the new chapter. I feel like you have this feeling that you're fighting to get through this period, but I think your spirit guides want you to look at it a different way. Your luck has already changed because you are, confronting these aspects of yourself, looking at these aspects of yourself that perhaps in the past you were too scared to examine. Maybe you were, which there's no shame in that at all. I mean, we all experience that. Too fearful to examine, or maybe it just wasn't the right time, or you didn't have the tools, you didn't have the ability to really look inside yourself and confront some of those things. And I think those things are really coming to light now, but they're coming to light for a reason. They're not coming up, I feel like you might have this feeling that the universe is throwing all of this at you and that there's absolutely no way that you could handle all of it. And I just hear your spirit guides telling you to take a deep breath and slow down, because you got it. Like I said, the horizon is already here. You're already in the new chapter. This is part of your chapter as well. It's all part of it. I think in this new phase, I think your spirit guides are really encouraging you to look at the world in a new way. You know, we have the Fool here, which is obviously all about looking at the world openly. It's not being a fool in the sense of like you're doing something wrong or you're doing something stupid. It's really actually a very positive card about being happy and not having any expectations for what the world can bring you. Being very curious, being very open, right on the frontier. And I think when you are, you know, embodying that energy of the Fool, when you feel curious, when you feel ignited, when you feel passionate about something new, I think the universe is really, really encouraging you to go after that. I think your spirit guides are really, really pushing you to follow that feeling. Wherever you feel like you're the new person steering the ship, or you're steering a new ship, or whatever metaphor, I feel like that's the feeling that you're supposed to be following. Um, and I think a lot of those feelings for you are going to come from helping others. I think that a lot of these feelings are going to come from being charitable, giving to other people, maybe in a new career path. You know, if you're looking at something that is, especially if it's helping children, helping the elderly, helping the poor, just helping people that are have more have less fortunate circumstances than you. I think that is where you're going to find this Fool feeling, and I think that is really what's going to be able to pull you through this Tower moment. Because I feel that need. I feel like you really need someone to tell you that you're pushing through it. You already are. You know, we have the Knight here. It's not a situation of you're stuck in this tower and it's because you've made some mistake. No. If you feel like you're here because you're being punished, if you feel like you're here because you made some mistake, I think your spirit guides really want you to cut out that type of thinking. Because you're not here because you made a mistake. You're here because these things needed to go. These aspects of yourself just needed to go. And if you want to, you know, welcome in, usher in this new era, this new energy, you know, you really need to. I'm also hearing that you really need to work out the emotions. I feel like a lot. Yeah, I'm really hearing this encouragement that your emotions have kind of been all over the place lately. I don't think that that's your fault. I don't think that your spirit guides are telling you that you did anything wrong. I think you're feeling quite sensitive. I keep feeling like I need to really sugarcoat the message. But here's the thing, I know that you have the power. And I feel like you know it too. You know that you can be in an emotionally stable place. And if you don't know that, well then I'm telling you that right now. That is the message that your spirit guides want you to know. Is that emotional stability is a possibility, and it is a probability. It's not a probability, it's where you're headed. It's a certainty. This is the path that you're on. This path, you know, you're going through all these things so you can get to this point of emotional stability. And I feel like if you keep resisting, maybe you've been resisting some of these changes, I think that's what's going to keep you here. That's what's going to keep you feeling all this pain. But I'm really feeling optimistic. I'm really feeling like this Tower moment is on its way out. These good things are on their way in. The Wheel of Fortune here is a really, really positive sign that fortune is coming your way. Things are coming your way. I think it's just really up to you to follow that feeling. And I think if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, if you find yourself feeling, out of sorts, especially emotionally experiencing a lot, I'm really, really, there's a lot of water energy here, and I just think water could be very, very healing for you. If you maybe take a warm shower or a warm bath, go swimming, drink some water. I think being near water might be really beneficial for you during this time. And I think that might really help you to balance out some of those emotions that have been out of whack. And I kind of feel like you're grasping and you're feeling like, well, obviously that's not going to solve all my problems. It is. Okay. It is. It just is. If you really, really try to focus, I think that you're not focusing on how to actually move through this energy. I think that's the area that needs more focus, is pulling through it. It's like a pull. Find what pulls you. I think the Fool is really, really calling you, and your spirit guides are really, really calling you to, when you feel that pull, when you feel that feeling of like, that's what I want, that's what I'm going to go for, that's what causes me to feel curious, that's what makes me feel excited, that's what makes me feel like the world is brand new again, especially if it's related to helping other people in some way. That's what's going to pull you through this tower moment. And I think it's because, you had to go through this change. This change. It needed to happen. So I think it's really just about following what aligns with your true self. I think that's what it's all getting to. But I don't want to undermine the pain that you've been feeling, because I feel that maybe you need to hear that the pain that you're feeling, it's not your fault. And it also isn't a reflection of you or the decisions that you've made. It's just a necessary change. It's a necessary change. You needed to confront these aspects of yourself so that you can get to a new world, basically. The universe is preparing a new world for you. But I'm really feeling the need of action on your part to breathe, to try to steady your emotions in those moments of really, really high intensity when things feel too much. I think you're going to find a lot of peace and a lot of you're going to find a lot of guidance. I think that when you finally take a deep breath, feel what you're feeling, process it, journal about it, talk about it with a friend, sit in water, whatever you need to do to really get these emotions out. I think that is going to be really, really beneficial for you. And I also really, really want to highlight again that this is good and things are looking up for you. Your fortune is changing, and it is changing for the better. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm also going to just pull a Zoltar card. This is from a deck that I got. And these are the little Zoltar cards that come out of the machine, actually, if you were to, put money in a Zoltar machine. So I'm just going to draw one of these for each pile. So here we go. This is your card. I'm just going to read it for you. Recently, you've had to make some judgments as other may be judging you. A wise man makes his own decisions. An ignorant man follows the public opinion. A mountain is composed of tiny grains of earth. The ocean is made up of tiny drops of water. Even so, life is but an endless series of little details, actions, speeches, and thoughts. And the consequences, whether good or bad, of even the least of them are so far-reaching. The more we judge, the less we love. Patience and thought will show you the right way. Yeah, exactly. I think that is really in line with everything that this reading's been about so far. And maybe you are feeling that feeling of judgment, um, especially for these shadow aspects of yourself. Maybe you're judging yourself. And maybe a lot of this is happening because you feel like you are supposed to follow a certain path because other people tell you to. I think this is saying to stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself for feeling things. Stop judging yourself for going through this. Stop judging yourself for healing, for pulling through it. I really feel like you have a tendency to place those judgments on yourself, and I really just hear the universe telling you to try to cut that out a little bit. Just try to be nice to yourself. Have patience with yourself. Yeah. And then the lucky numbers on this card are 14, 12, 3, 43, 9, and 29. And I'm just going to put that right here so you can screenshot if you need to. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, pile 1. That is your reading. If you'd like to leave a like below, please do. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video. Thank you. Hi there, pile 2. If you chose this amethyst point, then this is going to be your reading. I'm just going to set that right there. Okay, so the main card, we're going to start by looking at the main theme card for your reading today on what urgent message do your spirit guides have for you. Ooh, okay. First card we have is the High Priestess. I'm just going to draw some more cards to see what this reading is going to be about. Okay. Got the King of Cups. Ooh, very powerful energy from you, pile 2. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. We have the Hermit in reverse. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull some clarifying cards for those. 4 of Cups, very interesting. Okay. Okay, the Devil card. Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles here, and on the back of the deck we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. 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 So pile 2. You have some very powerful energy. I think that you don't really realize how strong your intuition is, and how powerful you really are. That's the word I'm really getting. I feel like you have a lot of power, especially spiritually, or if you find yourself in positions where you're teaching other people. I think that you just have a lot of powerful, intense energy around you, which I think is really, really cool. But I think the universe and your spirit guides have been trying to offer you something. I think they've been trying to get your attention about something, and I'm really feeling this kind of blinders energy. This energy of, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to do anything about that. I would just rather leave that over there and never deal with it, which is valid. But I think that's what your spirit guides really want to bring to your attention. And I think it's because I feel like maybe there's a lot going for you, or there's a lot changing. I think there's a lot going for you. Okay, sorry. I feel really tongue-tied this reading. I feel like I'm having a difficult time forming the words. So I wonder if that's a way that you've been feeling, feeling like you can't articulate, or maybe there's some issues in your throat chakra. I really encourage you to do some work on your throat chakra and maybe your upper chakras in general. Because I think there's something that could be very, very beneficial to you in the realm of spirituality, in the realm of being more connected to your intuition, being more connected to your emotions. Because I think you have a lot of potential inside of you, that powerful energy I was talking about. I think you have that powerful energy, but it feels a little cramped. It feels a little stuck. I think there's a way that you can make that powerful energy flow, and I think you're supposed to, but I'm feeling fear of trying. Yeah, I think you're afraid to put in too much effort. And maybe you're, even preferring to stay inside or to spend time alone, even when you are aware that maybe that alone time is not good for you. I think it's blocking your blessings. And I think you feel really out of sorts right now. Like you feel like you just have a lot on your plate, a lot of chaotic energy. Things bugging you. I feel like there's like I'm getting the feeling of like flies buzzing around me. It's like things are just bothering you right now. And maybe you're even, pushing what the universe is offering you, with this Four of Cups here. Maybe you're even pushing that away because you have been hurt before. Because you have worked really, really hard at something and been betrayed. Because I feel like there are secrets being kept from you. Or maybe you're keeping secrets from yourself. I think you're really not wanting to face the shadow aspects of yourself. And maybe you're even kind of looking at this and looking at that and looking at this and that, and distracting yourself and spending all this time alone with distractions, maybe on your phone or watching TV or stuff like that. You're preferring to distract yourself rather than dealing with these aspects of your shadow self, which I don't think you realize. Confronting these aspects of your shadow self is a blessing. You're not, not everyone in every stage of life is always ready or prepared or has the tools to better themselves, to, look at those aspects of themselves and really get to know them and really understand them. And I think the universe is kind of trying to tell you that you have everything you need right now to look at those aspects of yourself. And that when you do look at aspects of yourself, that's when your blessings are going to come in. That's when this powerful high priestess energy is going to be able to shine. Because I think right now it's just cramped. It's like shoved in one of these cups. It's like undercover. And I think you need to let it breathe. A big thing I think your spirit guides are letting you know is that it might be beneficial for you to explore new things, explore spending time with friends, explore spending time with people that you maybe wouldn't normally spend time with. I'm really getting the feeling that community is going to be really important for you right now. Finding a community to really, really let that power shine, because you have that power within you. And the universe is trying to give you these blessings. It's really, really trying to hand this self-fulfillment, this self-actualization, this feeling of being fully sure. I think you're craving the feeling of being certain. So you're trying out new things to try to find, the thing that makes you feel certain. But I think your spirit guides are trying to tell you that the only thing that's going to make you feel certain or sure and fulfilled and actualized is you. It's your energy. Which that is a really, really beautiful thing. But you just gotta stop blocking your own blessings. That's what I'm really hearing. And if you have some fear around effort, fear around putting in the work, getting better at a skill, maybe you're scared to try something, I think your spirit guides are really telling you to throw that out. Throw out that fear. You don't need that fear. And I think it's understandable if you have that fear. I think it is understandable. I mean, a lot of people can understand what it's like to be scared to try something, be scared to put in effort. But you are so powerful. I don't think you really grasp that. You have so much potential and so much power inside of you. But I think these anxieties, these worries, this feeling of like, what's going to happen? Are these other people, do they really have my best interest in mind? Maybe you're scared of other people. You're scared of interacting. You're scared of putting yourself out there and being hurt. But you picked this pile with this amethyst, and I just feel like you already have all the answers. Your answers are in your intuition. Your higher self is trying to contact you. You already know. And if you're getting this feeling of like, oh yeah, I know what would be good for me, but, there's the fear, or I'm scared of... No. Again, I think the universe just wants you to get rid of that. I think your spirit guides really, really want to see you embrace this powerful, intuitive, aspect of yourself. And I think that you're just kind of needing to hear that you can. You really can. Okay, so I'm going to draw one of these Zoltar cards. And these are the actual Zoltar cards that come from the machine. I thought it would be fun to pull a card at the end for every pile. So we're just going to see what card you got. Okay. You have been granted the card of the elephant. This one's so funny. Okay. The great ancients have said that the elephant is a symbol of strength, stability, power, and wisdom. This is not to say that such things are only received by a medium as grand as an elephant. This month, wisdom will be delivered to you by the unexpected. Seek wisdom wherever you go, and remember that he who does not know one thing knows another. And then the lucky numbers are 20, 36, 2, 18, 10, and 15. And I will just go ahead and give you that. So you can screenshot if you'd like to. But yeah, I think this reading is really, really trying to encourage you to look for information in places that seem small. I'm feeling like with this, this energy of the Devil card doesn't have to be something huge that you need to confront. It can really be day-to-day, tiny things. The universe is offering you things all the time. Your spirit guides are offering you things all the time. And I think it's just about being a little bit more aware, being a little bit more focused, trying to get some of that clarity. And again, I think just trying to quell and calm some of those anxieties. Because I think those anxieties are really what's blocking you from achieving your highest potential, achieving this high priestess energy. And, you can do it. I really feel the need to say that. I feel like you need a pep talk because you can. And if other people have told you, if other people have hurt you, if other people have made you feel like it's not possible, they're not for you. You know what's possible. And you're going to get it. Okay, so that is your reading, Pile 2. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this Malachite Worry Stone, then this is going to be your reading. Go ahead and set that over there. So, as you might have seen in the intro section, when I was shuffling these cards, this one actually did come out face up. So we're just going to start with your main theme card, which is the Chariot. And I did ask for these cards to come out face down. So the fact that yours came out face up is kind of hinting to me that maybe this is an important message or something that your spirit guides have really been trying to tell you for quite some time. So let's get into the reading. Okay. Yeah, and I am just getting a lot of cards popping out. So I think that this is something that your spirit guides have really been wanting to talk with you about. Just going to put those there like that. Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, and the Queen of Pentacles. Then on the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of different energies from you, pile 3. So I'm just trying to condense it down, figure out where to start with this message. I'm getting this feeling of, charging forward. Going forward, and then kind of looking back and thinking, what did I do all of that for? And I think the reason you're feeling that way is because you are in this period of waiting. The Hanged Man can be a very frustrating energy for a lot of people. I'm really feeling frustration from you at this Hanged Man. I think that you feel like you have not reaped the rewards that are I can't think of the word, but that are the same that are the same amount basically as what you have put in. Because I'm getting a lot of this energy that you've put in. I think that you've really been going at something for a long time. Whatever this thing is, something maybe to do with love, maybe to do with work, but just feeling like you're going after something, and you had this, you were ignited, like you felt this passion, and now you're still just waiting. And I feel a lot of frustration at that. I think that you feel like because you're in this waiting period, that means you are not going to reap the rewards that you, that are comparable to the effort that you put in. I'm also getting that you feel defensive. So this could be something that maybe other people try to bother you about. Maybe other people try to say that it's not the right thing. And I feel this fear that you're scared that those people were right. You're scared that because you haven't reaped these benefits yet, that means that maybe some of these other people were right, and that causes you to get really defensive. I think that when you feel defensive about something, it's because you don't feel secure in it. And maybe that's something that's a little bit difficult for you to hear as well, because I feel this energy of like you were so sure. You were so sure that what this thing that you were going after was going to lead to financial stability, emotional fulfillment, happiness, just like everything under the sun. I really think that you were prepared for that and hoping for that. And now you're just kind of looking around at the universe like, wasn't I supposed to get something out of this? Like, wasn't this supposed to make my life better? Wasn't this supposed to give me more fortune, more abundance? But you're waiting right now. And I think what your spirit guides really want you to know is that waiting isn't forever. And maybe the place that you are going to end up isn't exactly where you thought you were going to end up. But that is not a bad thing. That it doesn't mean that the effort that you put in was for nothing. It just means that the effort you put in was necessary and got you to even greater heights, to even greater things. Things are cleared out so that better things can come in. And if you're feeling really defensive about this, if you're feeling like, no, I know there's one thing I have to keep working at it, I think the universe is just asking you to at least take a break. At least take a breather. Because you're in this period where you're going to be waiting either way. I think of the Hanged Man a lot of the time as being like stuck in traffic. And when you're stuck in traffic, you can, sit there and be really angry that you're in traffic, and it's going to be a really, really bad experience. Or you can maybe put on some music, Just try to enjoy yourself a little bit. This guy is looking at everything and saying, why haven't I gotten what I thought I was going to get? Why haven't I reaped my rewards? But the answer, your spirit guides aren't trying to tell you that you won't reap those rewards. You will. I mean, you put in the effort. The effort is going to lead to something. You will reap those rewards. Just be sure of that. But I'm getting that maybe it's not as quick as you would like it to be. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen fast. It just means that it's not going to happen. I get the feeling that you want it to happen now. Like, you want it to happen this very second. And I think the universe and your spirit guides are trying to let you know that, everything that starts high energy has to have some lulls. Every good piece of music, every good episode of a TV show, every good movie, it has high highs, low lows, it has ebbs and flows. And that's what this journey is too. And I think there's something that you are not fully aware of. And I think it has to do with this lover's energy. Because I'm kind of getting whatever you've been going after. It might have been more work-oriented or more... It could be love-oriented, but I'm really getting that maybe it's something that the work didn't necessarily feel loving. Maybe it felt good, maybe it felt passionate, maybe it felt like it was the right choice. But, love is patient and love is kind. And I think what you're getting out of this is not necessarily that energetic, that booming, that bustle. Like, I think you want an explosion. And the universe is giving you like a pretty frilly little rose, which is kind of funny. But it's probably not funny to you. But it is a good thing. I think that I think that you feel like it's impossible that all of this energy is going to result in something calm and welcoming. But I think that's where it's headed. And I think that is divinely where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to receive. Because I'm getting this feeling that maybe you're not prepared, or you think you're not prepared for love or for a relationship, or you think that you're not ready, or that you're unable to love, or there's something intrinsically wrong about the way you experience emotion or connection. But your spirit guides are really telling you that that's not true. You're a very warm, nurturing person, with the Queen of Pentacles here. You could be, very nurturing and really take care of people, and you could really take care of someone. And you have that energy inside of you. And I think that maybe you've just been in a period of going after what you wanted. And maybe now, that you're at this pause, this waiting period, I think your attention is being drawn to other directions. And I think if you follow that curiosity, that inkling, it's going to be an inkling. It's not going to be an explosion. I think that's what your spirit guides want you to know. If you meet someone, you might be waiting for this, like, love at first sight, like, you're my person. But a lot of times it actually is a lot quieter than that. It's a lot more of, a whisper than it is a yell. And I think your spirit guides really want you to have confidence and faith that you are able to do that. It is meant for you. Love is meant for you. It's not something that these other people have. And, that's just something other people have. That's not something I'll ever do. I'm just going to focus on this thing that I'm really working towards instead. Well, the universe has put that on pause. So I think you're really being encouraged to draw your attention to other places. And I think places that have to do with love, that have to do with the home, that have to do with nurturing, I think that's where you're going to find a lot of success. And again, I just really want to highlight that it's a quiet feeling. And, what you're going after is maybe not this big bombastic thing, but maybe more of a gentleness, a caress, home, warmth, things that feel comfortable. I think that's what's going to bring you comfort during this time. But not only comfort, I think that's actually going to lead you to what this entire path was supposed to lead you towards anyway. And I think your spirit guides they kind of just want you to be a little bit more open-minded about it. To look around a little bit more. To embrace the idea that maybe you are meant for gentler, finer things. Maybe gentler, finer things are meant for you. And I don't think that means that this thing that you've been working at is going to be unsuccessful, or that you have to, choose a relationship over this. I don't think that's what this is saying at all. I don't think this is saying to give up on what you have been working towards, because I do think those have a good outlook. I think that those things that you've been going after, they are seeming like they're going to fruition, and they're going to come to something. If you feel that way, if you feel that you're still on the right path, it will fruition. But you're at a pause right now. So you can either think about how much you don't want to be in traffic, and think about how much you hate the other cars and the other people, and just try to get home from work. Or you could put on some music, light a candle. I mean, obviously not in the car, but do something to make, self-care. I think like nurturing yourself and nurturing other people is something that maybe you don't find a lot of value in. And I think your spirit guides are telling you, this is going to be what's best for you right now. This is what's going to be most helpful. And then for each pile, you might be expelling some negative energy right now. I'm feeling like your spirit guides are really also calling you to release. I think you have a lot of tension, because you've probably been in this waiting period, and it's probably been very frustrating. Just try to let go of some of that tension wherever you can. I know it's easier said than done. But letting go of that tension and being nurturing towards yourself is going to lead you ultimately, to where you want to be, to the original goal, to the original desire. And also possibly lead you to something that you didn't know you needed, or didn't know that you wanted. Anyway, okay, so I am going to draw a Zoltar card for you. These are from the little Zoltar machines, which is kind of funny. But I just wanted to draw one for every pile, see what they said. This one? Okay. Oh, this is so interesting. This is the same, this is actually the same card that pile 1 drew. So if you were also feeling drawn to pile 1, maybe check that one out. There might be some messages in that reading for you as well. But let me go ahead and read this card for you. Recently, you've had to make some judgments, as other may be judging you. A wise man makes his own decisions, an ignorant man follows the public opinion. A mountain is composed of tiny grains of earth. The ocean is made up of tiny drops of water. Even so, life is but an endless series of little details, actions, speeches, and thoughts, and the consequences, whether good or bad, of even the least of them are so far-reaching. The more we judge, the less we love. Patience and thought will show you the right way. I mean, that's like exactly, I think that fits perfectly with everything the reading has been saying so far. And I just want to read your lucky numbers. They are 14, 12, 3, 43, 9, and 29. Sorry, I just knocked over my camera. But I'm just going to put this up here so you can screenshot. Okay. And yeah. I think that is really, saying a similar thing to the rest of the reading. And I'm also just hearing this emphasis on small moments. I think you might have this tendency to think really grandly in the way that you think and the way that you act. But it's going to be small moments right now. It's going to be small moments that make the difference. Again, it's not going to be these big bombastic things that maybe you really are wanting. But it's going to be small, gentle things that would be otherwise, or maybe in the past would have been easy for you to ignore. Life is but an endless series of little details. And I think that is what your spirit guides really, really want you to take into account. And yeah, don't pass judgment on yourself. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling defensive, if you're feeling stuck, it's not your fault. We all go through things, and it's going to be okay. I think that's what your guides want you to know. So that's going to be your reading, Pile 3. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and I'll see you next time.